can now work with us with our laptop and see us sharing screen as well too. So I think this is fine. So now we've covered the basics of PHP, how to echo out and how to use our variables. So, but I think it would be nice for us to see some actions while doing that. So now I'm sharing my screen here. Can we all see it?
Yes, yes.
Hello, can we all see my screen? Okay, right. So that's cool. So now, if you guys have a laptop, yeah, there is something that comes with your laptop. If you're using Windows, for sure, the thing is known as command prompt. Command prompt. So command prompt comes with your laptop, right? And it's just a basic command line, a CLI that you can use to just access some parts of your computer like faster and easier like that. Yeah. So that command prompt is what I'll be using to start up my own server here, to start up my own server where you can run, because unlike your normal javascript, basic javascript, unlike your normal html, your those ones, php needs to work within a server. It has to have a server where it can work. Now, once we advance into Laravel, now we'll be talking about some other aspects like let's say we're using Edge, using XAMPP or WAMP. But for now, let us just use our command prompt to just see how this goes. So now, this is my command prompt here. I won't be opening it here. This is it here, down here, this black one. But you can also access it from here, from this your PC here. Hope you see my screen, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
I hope you guys can still see my. All right, so now you can access it from this place right here by just coming here, just tapping on this my long what's it called here. Just tap on it and just type CMD. CMD. If you type CMD now and you open, it will automatically open your command prompts. You are only seeing it down here because I have already pinned it. I pinned it down here. That's why you can see it here. It's there. It's built into your Windows. I think from Windows 10 or something. It's there already. Can you see it? So it's there. So you can just have it and start working with it. So now the question is now, how do I start up my PHP server? So I had already done that one here. I've done it like because I already made sure that I set up and everything before you guys start coming in. So now start running my server. All I did was that I had to make use of this command prompt, like I said earlier, and and calling it out from this place. Let me show you what I mean by calling it out. It's just like a simple command. Now, that simple command now was just all I did was just I did PHP dash s then local host. So I'll be making use of localhost like a lot. I'm making use of localhost a lot because localhost is like, let me just say like that server that I'm talking about. Like it is running on this localhost. So then I can just give it a port name of let's say something like 4000. So this is it. You can also know that my PHP is now running on this place, on this your local host, HTTP local host 4000. Can you all see that now? So now this means that what that it is aware of the PHP in my system because I had already installed PHP in my system already, right? And I installed PHP version 8.2.4 is there on my system. Now that PHP version is now running on localhost here. That is, whatever you want to do now, you must do it within the localhost. Now to the fun aspect now, I have the localhost running. Please don't close this. Just leave it. Let's keep on running. Let me minimize that. Now, in my local disk now, let me tap on this local disk now. So my system is kind of slow. I have a lot of things on it for now. So now, tapping on that one, going to users, then just a normal directory that's from your local host from your PC to the local disk to the users. Then my name, the name I saw my laptop with, the name here. Then just come down here and create any what's it called? Any folder you want. I have a lot of folders with some PHP stuff I've been working with. You can see e-commerce with Laravel 9, Edge, PHP calculator, PHP storm projects, Postman, random code generator. I have a lot of it here, right for me. And but the one that I created for us is just I just created a new folder from this place. Then call that folder www. Then in that www now, I created a PHP file. I call that file sites, site. In my local disk, there is a folder there called users. In my users folder, there's another folder there called Adewumi. Then that Adewumi, there's another folder again called www. Yeah. Now, in that www now, you can now create your own PHP file. I called my own site, but while I was creating it, I ensured that I add sites.php there. Look at this here. See, I can create another one here. This is it. Inside my www, I have site.php. I can start to create another one there. But what I must ensure is that even if I want to create another one, I must make sure that it has an extension of .php. Like, listen now, this is index. Let me just put index.php. Look at it here now. Now, it will create another one for me now, index.php. I should come down here, come back here. Can you see my index.php is there? So that means that it is aware that I want to work with a PHP file. But I don't need this. I'm not using this. I want to use my site. All right, now. So that's just it. So now, to the question that I know must have been bugging you that, okay, now I've set up and everything, but now how do I see what I am building on? That's the first question now. Now, to see what you're building on now, just go down here to your let me just open a new this thing here, a new tab here. So now in your new tab now, all you need to do is just put out what your local host had already created for you. That is this your endpoints. This one, just copy it out here. I will remove that second braces. Yeah. Let's just copy it, then Control C. Then now, this is the local host here, but I can't work with this. I can't work with this. I still need to put the endpoint that I use, and that endpoint must come from this place, from this www, because it is inside that www that I am encasing my index and my sites. So it has to be localhost colon 4000 slash www slash one of these. I can just come down and just put, okay, let me just come back here and put slash www slash sites. Please don't put that .php. The only reason I added .php is because I want my stuff to, oh, sorry, just couldn't even find itself. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, so now, the reason why it could not find this my site was, I'm coming. Let's see. I think I fucked up there. Yeah. So now the reason why I could not find it was because I did not open the endpoint in the right way. Look at it. It could not find this directory. So now what I should have done is that from this my let me use from this my local disk back into my users, back into this Adewumi. From this place, open that CMD, that command prompt, open it again. Open it again. Let's see. Then from here now, let's now run that server again. PHP dash s local hosts, then 4000. Let's see. Okay, that started running now. So let me close the other one. Since the directory was wrong, let's close the other one. And let's see, cross your fingers and pray to God that this works. www.sites. I shouldn't put .php. Okay, I think this works. I think this works because it's not train and error, so I think this works. But let me see. I have an echo here. So the echo I have here should show. I don't know why it's not showing. Let's see. Let me try refreshing. So let me me try refreshing this. My system is still lagging. The echo is not showing. Sorry, my system is still kind of very, very slow. So please, my apologies. Okay, so now this is not going. I'm coming. Let me try another thing now. Okay, so here it is. I forgot. I needed to add my .php there. I forgot. So I needed to add my .php there. So now I'm completely set up now. Let me just place my screen so that you guys can see right and left simultaneously. Yeah. For me, let me just split it properly here. So now ensure that your command prompt is still running. You are not closing this. Please do not close this. You need it to run. So you can see that it has gotten the page and it's still working. Just don't close it. So now that's just it. So let me just clear all I wrote before. Let me just clear that before and just kind of track back to where we were the last time we talked. So now, last time we talked, I said that PHP is beautiful because you can embed HTML in it, right? Now, I have Emmet on my system already. I can just type in, let's say, HTML5 to just give us the documentation, the layout of your normal HTML. So you can now start putting your PHP inside your HTML like this. Let's just say I mean so doc type HTML. Let me just close it down here. HTML. Then in it now I can have head here. Head. And let's close our head off here. Head. Then inside here we can still have the body. Then in my head now I guess I can have the title here. So you guys see hearing me?
Yes, boss.
Hello, you guys see hearing me? Okay, so now let's continue. So in the title, I can just put anything I want in the title. Like let's just say class 2 in the title. So title is just show off somewhere here that title, but that one doesn't really show sha. But then the body now is where all the magic works. I guess you guys should know that one. Where all the magic works. But inside that body now, ensure that you are putting your PHP layout by just having this, then PHP. Sorry, I didn't send it to do that. You can now close it down here with that same braces, but with question mark. So now here now my system knows that it knows that I have this thing available. I have PHP embedded inside my HTML, and that's very, very nice. So now I can now start building anything I want, anything PHP based inside this my HTML column now. And doing that now should not really be tough. Now I can just come down here and just say, I talked about echo. The echo is just a way for you to print out something like this. I want to have something like, let's say, hello world now. I can just come down and just say, let's say echo, then two strings, close it off. Let's just say hello world. Then let's see how that goes. Can you see now? It's coming out perfectly. And I also made mention, I said that instead of using the double string, you could also use that single string, single colon. Sorry, I said colon. Single quotation. You could use that one as well, and it will still do the same thing. To still output it. In fact, you can even encase everything. You can encase everything with a braces, and you still get yeah, you still get it right here because it still works with or without it. Just ensure that it's a string. That is, ensure that it has what? It has um those two quotation there. So you are good to go. Regardless, it might be one, it might be two. Just ensure you have those two and you are good. I hope you guys understand that now. So now, what I was not talking about, I now talked about variable. That variable are just ways by which you can store some things. I said that, I mentioned that. I hope you guys can remember that I made an example out of container, that think of variable as a container. You can store things inside and you can call them back later. And I said that those variables now, that they have different data types. It might be a string like I just showed you now. It might be an integer like just number. It might be a floating number like, let's say 3.412, right? It might be a boolean like true or false, yes or no. Do you understand? So now those are the data types that we're talking about for now. We see how we have more. Trust me, we have more. We have big integer, we have foreign ID, we have much okpogon. Do you get? But like I'll just talk about those few for now. So now, and I said that your variable, you should always store your variable with a dollar sign, right? Now let me not show us an example now. Let's say for example now I want to store name now. Let's just say name. I'm storing that name as it's a string. Like I did this hello world now, it's just a string. I can just put two this in here, then close it off. Let me just say name is John, right? Now, right now my computer doesn't know what I'm asking from it. So let's just leave it like this. It doesn't know anything because I didn't echo anything out. I just said the name was John, and that was all I told my computer, right? So now I have the name as John. I can come back and say, okay, let's say John is his age is, let's say John's age is 10. Age as 10. Very good. But still, if you should refresh 100 times, your computer does not know what you want to do with the variable, what you want to do with name, what you want to do with age at all, until you echo it out. I cannot echo and say, okay, echo, right? I say echo, okay, echo the variable name and close it off. If I try echoing this one now, you will see it will bring out the name John, right? You can decide to, okay, no, I don't want to echo the name, I want to echo the age. You can decide to echo the age and say, okay, sorry, let me put so you didn't need to put your this in there. You didn't need to put your string. Just let me put there since I'm echoing. Echoing the age. We should echo the age now. You'll be seeing what age 10 here, right? 10. So now these are the two things I want to talk about for now. But let's just make it a little bit fun, right? By just saying that, if you work with HTML, you know that in your HTML you can just put a breaker tag to make something fall, right? Like if they're on the same line, like this name and age now, John and 10, closely beside each other, and that doesn't make sense. Let us make it come down. That is because according to this place now, the name was up and the age was down. So now that's very easy. Just come beside inside this your echo. Just leave a little space and just give us the breaker tag br, close it off. Then let's see it now. You can see it's down. You can bring it further down by putting as much breaker as you want. As much breaker tag as you want, it keeps on coming down and down and down. So it will come down once more. So that's one of the like importance of, or let me say benefits of PHP, that because you can see I'm embedding HTML inside my PHP scripts, and that works fine. It doesn't judge us. Now let's have something kind of interesting now. Why don't you just write something like a little sentence here by saying, let me echo out. Echo, once upon a time, there was a little boy known as, sorry. So now look at this text now. I said I'm just echoing out all this text. I'm not saying, okay, once upon a time there was a little boy known as. Now I could have easily put that John, but I already stored the name into this variable. I already stored the name John into
Sorry,
this
I
variable.
can't
That is
see this.
anywhere in my code base. Yeah? Do you have a question? Do
I
you
can't
have a
see the
question?
screen again.
You can't see the screen again. Who else can see the screen again?
Yes.
Who else can see the screen again?
Abdullah.
Who Abdullah can see the screen? Hello? Who else isn't seeing our screen? No? Let me know so I can see how to adjust it. Abdullah, can you see it? Hello? I think it's the network, Sha. I think it's the network. Someone is on. Vincent, can you see it?
Yes,
Hello? Eh, you can see my screen, right?
I can. Yes,
Okay, okay. I think the other guys could not see it, probably because of their network, Sha. So let's just continue. Since they'll join up with us if they can, and also the recording will be sent to we upload on YouTube. So either way, Sha. So let me just continue. But you get up to where I stopped.
yes.
All right. So let's continue then. So now I'm going back to sharing my screen here. Let me just make it a little fair. Okay, so now I said what I did here was that I stored the name into a variable. I call that variable dollar sign name, and dollar sign name is what is John. So anywhere in my echo, anywhere I am seeing this dollar sign name, it must always bring out John. Anywhere I'm seeing dollar sign name, it must always bring out John. That is like the aim of all this. Now, if I should refresh now, it will now come out as a complete and normal sentence. Can you see that now? Once upon a time, there was a little boy known as John. You can see now that in this particular question, in this particular echo now, it's not bringing out once upon a time there was a little boy known as name. It's already bringing out that name that is stored inside that variable. Bringing out this thing you are storing inside this variable. And I made an error here. I shouldn't have put this quotation here. Now, in your whenever you're trying to store data type of integer or boolean or the case might be float. That is, if what you're trying to store is true or false, if what you're trying to store is maybe 20 or 500 or let's say 2.1, you must not put those quotation that I put earlier. That was wrong. You should not put those quotation like single quote, double quote. Don't do that. Do you understand? It's just normal and simple thing. Now I can now come back and say, okay, let me echo on that thing. Let me now echo again by saying he was age years old. So it's more like I'm trying to substitute here now. So when I'm saying it was 8 years old, it's to just look over this place and look at what I'm setting for the age and putting it right here. Okay, it was how old now? Then 10 years old. Well, it does not make sense, like I said earlier. Let us try breaking it down. Now, let's put a breaker in between John and E. Let's put a breaker there. So now, this is where the margin should be. Let's just put a breaker tag to make it come down a little. If I should try to refresh now, you can see it was 10 years old. So you can just keep it going like this. But all you need to know, or what you need to know, is that you must always call the name the exact way you have written it here. I wrote small letter Name here. If I should come here and write caps lock Name, it will not work. It will break down because it doesn't know what you're doing again. Can you see now? Undefined variable name, because it knows that you never defined that name. It knows that you never showed that name. So if you are trying to call a name, it must be the exact manner that you are giving it. Do you get that now? That's just the simple logic behind variable. Vincent, are you following? Vincent, are
Yes.
you still with me?
Yes,
All
I'm
right, so
here.
now that's just all right, yeah, thanks. So that's just all I need to just talk about for now. Hey, I have a call, sorry. It's from this guy that left the class. I think he has network issues or something like that, sure. And I can't pick up now. Just let me just try texting him. Okay, I think I have to let him in now. Let me I can't see his okay. Sorry, I've let him in. I'm letting you in. You're coming in, you're coming in, sorry. Okay, I think he's back now. Vincent, oh sorry, Abdullah, I'm sorry about that. I was not focusing on the screen again. I was focusing on the VS Code and the Chrome. Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Abdullah, can you hear me? All right, okay. So I'm very sorry about that. So glad to have you back. I'm very glad to have you back. So now, that's just I went through. But can you see my screen now?
Yes,
Abdullah, can
yes.
you see my screen now? Okay. So now, I went through the basics of that variable that we talked about. I went over it again with Vincent right here. So now I just told him basically what I told us the other day, Sha. So not to just drag us a little back. Now today we're talking about array. Let's try going into array in depthly now. So I said an array. Think of an array as and think of an array as a box, right? A box whereby you can store things in it. But all those things, imagine you're having a carton now. The carton has a blue book, black book, red book, orange book, purple book, different types of books. Do you understand? So I can't just if I want to start listing everything I own, will now I start listing, okay, I own three blue books, five black books, 10 blue books. I can just easily say, okay, I own some books. So giving everything a common name of book. That is, you can show off everything by just calling it books. Now, look at this now. This is how an array works. An array works closely. An array works closely with variables because you are storing them in a variable. I have blue, red, purple, orange, yellow. Everything you can store it as books. But where do you store it? You store it in a variable. Now, for example, now let's say we have books, right? Then equals now. Write your array. Now, in your array now, your array works with all data types, sha, all the data types. Now, I'll be using strings now. Let's say we have blue, comma, we have black, comma, we have red, comma, we have orange, comma, we have brown. Now, if you should notice, since morning, as I was writing all this jaga jaga, I was putting that semicolon at the end of it. because that semicolon shows you that, oh, this particular sentence has ended, this line of code has ended. So if you don't put that one there, you have nothing. If I should echo this one out now, should I have anything? No, because I have not echoed out anything just yet. All I'm saying is that I have books, right? I have let me just put books there. Let me just put books here. Blue book. Then I have a black book. Then I have an orange book. Sorry, red book first. An orange book. Then a brown one. So now these are the books I have. So now let's now say, okay, I want to echo out, I want to show out just one of these, just one of these books I need to show out. Let me show the black book now. I can just come out and say echo. You use echo to show out anything. Now, what do you want to echo now? I want to echo a book from the list of books I have right here. Now, which one do you want to echo out? Just bring out your variable of books, right? And this square bracket, close it off, and tell us which one do you want to echo out. I want to echo out the black book, this black book here. Right now, to echo out your black book now, remember that normally in mathematics we start counting from one, which is wrong. It should be from zero. Now, from zero, one, two, three. We don't count from one here. That's wrong. From here, I just count out from what? From zero. So that means that the indexing will be this place, this one will be zero, this one that follows will be one, this one here will be two, this here will be three, and this here will be four. Simple as that. Can keep on going if we have more. Recall that we start counting from zero. So which means that your black book is falling under an index of one, which means I have to put one right here. One. So I want to echo out the first book. Sorry. I have to echo out the first book I have right here. Let me clear out this one because it's already giving me error with these ones I wrote. Now, meaning that I want to echo out the first book right here now. So let me just refresh now. Then you see the black book as shown. Simple as 1, 2, 3. If you want to echo, if you want to echo the orange book now, just count. This one is one. This here is two. This here is three. This here is four. Then that will be what? That will be four. If you try it out now, you will see brown book comes up. Do we understand? Guys, are you still with me? Do you guys have any questions before we move on?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
No, no, no.
Okay, so I'm free to move on, yeah? I said, am I free to move on?
Ye- Yes, boss.
Okay. So now, moving on now. So in some cases now, I might have had, let's say, red book now, and I feel like, this red book, Motisonu, I want to have another one. I want to change it. Maybe let's say from red book to, let's say, purple book now. But now, changing it now, I cannot just dive head straight into the code. I can do that obviously. I can just come here and just, okay, from red now, let's say purple. It will work. Like I've changed it obviously. But think of a larger scale. Think of working in a production company that, okay, oh, you've done everything, they've tested the code is live, and you now find out that, no, let's change something here. Do you now go back and start going through, let's say, 1,000 pieces of codes and start looking for that exact one and start changing it? Even if you can do that with your code, you should ask this kind of questions. It will definitely affect, like definitely affect. So now, what we now do here in Laravel, we call it migrations. What you already have, you can just put more to it or delete from it without affecting the entire row. Here now, I will do something similar here now. I have a red book. I want to change that red book to, let's say, purple, like I said earlier. Now, changing that one now, and I don't want to come here and just say, okay, from this red to purple. To do that now, you must just know one thing, and that one thing is that you must know what index your red book is, and it is index number 2. Because this one is 1, this one is no, this one is 0. Sorry, this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. Now, from that now, I can just come here in between these two codes and just say, okay, let me just change it from this one to that one by just saying, okay, books, then books of, let me just change the index of 2, then let me change it to, close it off first, then let me say purple book. Now, look at it now. I've changed this second one from red to purple, but you will not know yet. You will not know why. The reason you will not know is that I am still trying to echo out this 4. So if I'm even refreshing, I'll be seeing the 4. But let me now try to echo out the 2. If I'll be having red or purple, seeing is believing. Now let's see now. You can see now purple book. That is automatically now it has changed this one from red to purple. Are you feeling it? So now, goes without saying that if I've had 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can even have more. I can have 5, 6, 7, 8. I can have all those ones. But here in my array, having those ones means that I just have to do them one by one. We will soon get to looping. From looping, you can just do everything automatically together. Now, if you want to add, let's say a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, a fifth book now. Same thing we've been doing. Just come down and say books, then 5 equals, let's just put this one. What color should we have? Let's see, the green book. So now I'm not having more than the original 4. I'm now having 5 now. It's going to be 0, this will be 1, this will be 2, this will be 3, this will be 4, and this here will be 5. Let's see if that fifth book has been updated. Just change to 5. Let's see. The green book is there. It's live. So now, oh, you guys must have noticed that, though I said it before, but let me just go back to it again. That in this setup now, what I have here, you guys notice that I was putting quotation here, 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 but I didn't put in any of these square braces here. The reason I did not put in any of those square braces is because your numbers like 2 that I've written, 5, like 5 that I've written, they are all integers, and integers cannot be written with quotation. That is the work of the strings. You cannot write integers with quotation. That was the reason why I didn't put those ones there. I hope you guys understand. This is just like a normal way of giving out your arrays, a normal way of changing one or the other, a normal way of adding more to your already made array. So now, there's something that I'm thinking you guys should have asked. If I should erase all this one now, erasing all this one now, and now I want to echo, I want to show all the books I have. I'm not saying echo books. Sorry. This won't work. You can even see that it's already bringing a yellow underline here. It won't work because it is an array. It can't bring out everything you want, right? You must state which one you want. Can you see array to string conversion in all this one? Just show you that this is an array. It will only show you that you have an array. That's all. But if I want it to show off everything, blue book, black book, red book, I must loop them, like I said earlier. Looping, but we'll still get to that. Let us show off just yet. So now, all this one, all well and good. Now let's just the everything I'm talking about here, they are known as index array. Index array. Well, let's try something different now. Let's try an associative array now. Let's go with an associative array. Now, for an associative array now is kind of, let me say, it's kind of different, yeah. Let me just come back and say scores. This is kind of like my favorite in all the arrays. Array. Let me change this one to grades instead of scores. That will make much sense. Sorry. Grades. Let me see. Um, Richard A plus. Daniel as B minus. Sorry. Aliyah as an A. So let me. So now look at this one now. Everything I have here now. Basically, I'm just saying that in an associative array, I'm trying to set something to another thing. I'm trying to set a key to a value. That is, I'm trying to set up Richard for an A plus, trying to set up Daniel for a B minus, and Aliyah for an A. So this equal to and greater than sign, it makes you link up with keys. You know, we call them keys. That is one thing another to be together. That is, this one here belongs to this. Then the comma is separating them, like normal math, normal English language. Comma separates, right? So now let's see if this works now. But just try checking one of their grades actually. Let's echo out one of their grades. Let's see um echo the grades of um, square braces. Let's say the grades of Richard. You can see it already brought out the options for me. So that these are people that are available for me to just pick grades. Let's see Richard now. Then if you try to check this now, you can see it's bringing out A plus. Richard has an A plus. You can check out any whichever person you want to gain. Let's say Aliyah, she has an A, and let's say the last person now, Daniel. Daniel has a B minus. So now you can, out of curiosity now, can just try any other name now. Let's say you try Kofo now. For example, check now, nothing there because we have an undefined array key. That is, we never add any Kofo here. There is no reason for her to have a grade if she does not write, if she didn't even write the exam at all. Do you understand? It's just like it's logical, basically, it's logical. So now, like we did for the other ones now, we can also try to change the grade too. Let's say, okay, Daniel had an error now, then let's see, we cannot change his grade. The same thing we did there, grades, grades of who? Now let me just say grades of this person, Daniel. Let's change it to um let's change it to a C now. If I come back here now and it's showing me Daniel as C. Now that I didn't need to go into this place and check. I hope that's clear now. That's just like how associative arrays, that is how they work. Like it's simple like this. It's just for you to just understand and just grow with it. Like that's all. So we have a lot of we still have another one. I think that one is I forgot that one's name, Sha. That was also an array there, but that one is not as that one is even more complex than this. We'll talk about that one in the next class. But for now, let's stick with these ones now. So, do you guys have any question before I move on to the last phase of tonight's class?
Okay. What if we want to uh know the score for each of the arrays? That is, let's say echo $ grade
If you want to know the score for
one. Let's see what
okay,
is going to come up. Can you hear me?
so I'm hearing you, but I didn't understand the question. Could you ask again?
I said
Could
instead
you
of
ask again? I didn't hear the question properly.
indicate. Okay, I said instead of indicating the names of the arrays, can we just have the numbers of the arrays like
Okay.
you have previously done? Let's just have echo
Yes.
dollar sign,
Base.
great. Very. Let's have something like that. Thank you.
Yeah. We can find the number. We can find the number of the objects we have inside the array. There's something called counts. We use counts. Let me clear Daniel first. Let me move Daniel. Now I can just raise all this one and just put counts outside it here. That is count. Let me know how many elements do we have in my array. If I should see now, you can say three. 1, 2, 3. So it's bringing that out. So forgive it for not having that zero with you, Sha. But it's just one here. That is Richard, Daniel, and Aliyah. If I even so if I you can even like have as much as you want, Sha. Just it will definitely let me count them out, Sha. Is that clear to you at all? Abdullah, is that
Yes,
clear
yes.
to you? Okay, now. So if that is clear now, then I can just move on a little bit now. Let us move on to something that will enable us to use both what's it called? Both HTML and PHP simultaneously. Although I have talked about that, but that's just echoing out variable, and that's for children. But let's just try something different here now. Let's try something different from here now. So I'm coming. Let me just clear all this. Okay. So guys, I'm coming. So now I will be working with a form today, Sha. So now that form is basically, you know how form works in HTML, right? That's just you can submit things with form in HTML. So this is your form here. Sorry, the form now. Please you guys should know that anything HTML like basic and core HTML, your core HTML rather, should be outside your PHP. Outside your PHP. Like let's say form now. You can see now this form now. I'm putting it outside this PHP setup here, but still it's within the body, but like outside that setup. So now, in PHP, in fact, in programming, we have something known as HTTP requests. We have I think 7. We have posts, we have gets, we have puts. No, not 7, 4. Post, get, put, patch, no, delete, destroy. I think there are 7, Sha. Forgive me, I think there are 7. So those HTTP requests, they help us attend to endpoints. If I want to edit something, I can use updates to edit it. If I want to get the list of all the users in my program, I can use the get method. If I want to post something, let's say I want to post, okay, I have a post now, my name, my address, my everything, I can use the post action. I can use the post method rather. We have many like that. Those HTTP requests. If you want to delete a user now, you can use the delete method. We have them like that. So now, for this, for the purpose of this thing now, what I want to do here is now, okay, instead of inputting all my what's it called, all my work together inside an array, let me just try searching the person on my UI from here. I'll be having an input here. I can just search, okay, search Richard. Let's Richard score. I can tell press submit to show me Richard score. Let's see Gabriel. Let's see his score. Let me see what he will be giving me. Now, here now I am using a post because I'm trying to submit it. I'm trying to submit that user. So just put it in and let's see what we have there now. So now my method here should be post. Now, my action, what action mean is that where do you want it to take you? Like, okay, oh, you want to move from one page to the other. What do you want to do? Where do you want it to take you? I want to take me to site.php. That is the site, the what's it called? The file I created here. I want to go there. So that's just it. Chicken now. Now, let's now put our inputs. Let's for our input here now. Let's say input of type of text. and give it a name. Now, the name helps you to call out all these things in your PHP. Whenever you're having name, like this kind of name here, it works like that variable, but you know, we don't use variable for HTML. But that name is something like a variable that you can use here to just help you call it out in your PHP. Then we have an input of student. Let's see now. Let's see, look at it, how it works. It's coming out. So we don't have that. I don't know why we don't. Okay, we have that already now. So, and also another input now. Let's have another input now. Input of type of submit now. So this one will help us to submit whatever it is we have. Then let's see it. So okay, this is good here, but I can break it down, but that doesn't really, we don't really need that one, sha, because we don't need the UI to be perfect. Just have the working experience, the back end to it, basically. So now I can now come back here and say, okay, the grades that we had before, they are in an array. I said Richard had, sorry, I shouldn't put that, an A plus, comma, Daniel has a C, and the last person, Aliyah, she has a B, right? So now Richard, Daniel, and Aliyah, A, B, and C. Now let me now try echoing this out now. So echo the grades. Now echoing out the grades now, I'll bring something here that's a little let me say unorthodox. Now I want to connect my PHP, the backend here, to the front end. Now connecting these two now means that, you know, I said I'm using post as my HTTP request. Now that same post now I want to use it here, but in a different way. Like before, that would be $, then underscore post. Look at it here. Look at the requests we have. Some of them that we have. So underscore post now. That is, it helps you to bring out those associative arrays. Now underscore post now, I have that. Then what is the variable I'm targeting now? I'm targeting this particular student now. That is, whenever I have the students, any student's name, whatever I'm putting here, and that thing has any of this, please input the scores. That's all. But you try now. Let's try Richard now. Richard. Let me just see if that works. It's loading very, very slow. So, okay, it said undefined array key Richard on line 19. I don't know why that is. Okay, let's see if I can debug this.
It's because of the spelling.
Okay, so the reason, yeah, thank you very much. I just seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. Thank you very much. Thank you. So Richard, let's see now. So Richard, let's see. So now you can see that Richard has an A plus. So thank you very much for the observation. So even that spelling, I could see that he didn't bring it up because he doesn't know anything that goes by that name, because he had RIAC. So now you can have Daniel here too. Let's say Daniel, just to see. Then see what Daniel scores C. So that's just basically how these associative arrays, how they work. So do you guys have anything that you need to ask before we close off?
Basically, I want to ask a
I'm
question.
listening if you have questions.
Let us assume.
Okay.
Okay. Let's assume we have a PHP code that was written with probably a lesser version of PHP, and then the PHP version of
Let's have
one system yes, let's say 7.2 or something, or 7.4, and then the current PHP that you are using is
Mhm.
8.25 or 8.2 or something. Will they be able to work? Will the code work?
Okay. Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. You have it's just that it's sometimes during all this upgrade from PHP 7, PHP 8, PHP 8.2, 8.4, you can still run it. It's just that there's sometimes that they will change the syntax entirely. They don't change all these like minor things. They can just like probably move one folder. Like for example, in Laravel, when Laravel has a lot of folders, like lots and lots and lots of folders. Do you get? And in PHP level now, PHP level is now kind of different from the rest. Like outside, like on the outer part, it is different from the rest. That they removed a lot of folders and just input one folder that will just access all those other folders by just calling it. Do you get? So if you're having PHP version 7 and 8, it will still work. It's just that there are some little syntaxes that will be changed. Let's say if you are using single quotation now, they might require you to use double quotation in the other one. Do you get? And I guess all these things still work regardless. I think so. They still work regardless. Do you understand? So it doesn't. It's not really as like that, Sha. So I'm with you. If you have any other question, I'm with you.
No, I don't have. Yeah.
Okay. Vincent, what about you? Do you have any question that you might want to ask?
I don't.
Vincent,
I
are you
will
here?
just advise that you send the documentation. Can you hear me? Just help us
What do
send
you
the
say?
documentation and then partly a guide
Yeah, can
that
hear you
will
now.
buttress the
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. I'll do that. I'll send the docs. I'll send the docs. And also, but do you have any code editor on your system?
yes, CS code.
Do you have any code editor on your system? You have a bit okay. So
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I remember
CS code.
this girl Ola, she asked for one. She asked for how to set up, and I forgot to send to her. She didn't ask me as well, but I will send. I'll send a video that shows how to install this thing, sha. Laravel, PHP, because PHP needs to be installed to use to begin with. So PHP, VS Code, and to even to use the what's it called? To use the command prompt. So I'll send it and also send the materials, including the assessments. So how far about the assessment I gave the last time? Abdullah, I said how far about the last assessment I gave?
I said I've done it, but I've not submitted it. I will try and submit it tonight or tomorrow morning, hopefully.
Okay, could you please just send it to my okay, yeah, no, I will wait because I'll be
Your
sending another assignment for this session too tomorrow. Do you get
okay,
so
no
that you
problem.
know jixtapose? So I'll send the this one for this one. I'll send it tomorrow as well. So you guys can have a nice
I think our
weekend
next
and
class
thank
will
you
be on
for
Saturday, right?
turning up.
Our next class will be on Saturday.
Yeah, it
Okay.
should be on Saturday, but yeah, it should be on Saturday, but don't worry, I'll discuss with you guys. 'Cause I think I might have something coming up as well. So I'm not sure about the availability.
Okay.
But I'll discuss with you guys to
Okay.
see
When
what
can
time
you
works for you because you know I'm working with you guys. So it doesn't have to be my own availability. We'll talk about yours too. What are you saying,
Thank you.
Vincent?
What did you say about the assignment? The assignment.
I didn't hear what you said. The assignment, were you able to get it done?
The assignment. Did explain it to you. Like, I'm going to send you PDF.
Yeah, the assignment. I'm listening.
Is it as
Yeah,
a
you can
PDF?
send it through PDF. Just anyhow, just let it get. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. That would be good. Indicating your name. That would be nice. Do you get that?
Is it
Okay.
on
No,
the group or like this?
no problem.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm ending the call right now.
Have a good night.